Hello, I am Precious Swain Peaks, owner of Anointed for Prosperity Bookkeeping and more. And today we're going to talk a little about taxes for nonprofits. Um, Nonprofits must file taxes, even if it's the simplest form in the postcard formation. If a nonprofit does not file for 3 tax seasons, they will lose their exempt status. So, for those of you with nonprofit clients or who are nonprofit organizations, because you can file for yourself, we're going to have a brief discussion about nonprofit taxes. Now, like I said in a previous recording, it is very, very important that nonprofits have a form of an accounting system, whether it's the spreadsheet, Wave, FreshBook, QuickBooks, some form of accounting system is needed so that they can track their grant monies, their donations, the monies that they've made in revenue, and all of their expenses, each of their programs, etc. Because, like any other structure, you need this information when you go to file your taxes. If you do not have that, then and have any questions, please don't hesitate to shoot us an email and we can help you find what best fits your budget. It is also important, tax preparers, for you to know the proper forms to use for your client, your nonprofit client. So, what I'm going to do very quickly is I'm going to share my screen and we're going to look at directly on the IRS site the forms needed for a smooth tax season for the nonprofit structures. Um, we're going to where I am on irs.gov backslash charities dash non dash profits form dash 990 series. Okay. And we're going to get right down to the good stuff. If the nonprofit has equal to or less than $50,000 in receipts for that year, then they will file a 990, N. The 990 N is the postcard, and they would go on the IRS site, sign in, and simply fill in the information. Okay. I'm going to click so you guys can maybe see. This is where it would take you to show you how to go through the process of filing. Okay. I'm going to go back very quickly. If their receipts are less than $200,000 and their total assets, remember you're going to be using your balance sheet. So what are assets? Assets is the building, the equipment, the furniture, the computers, the printers. If they have total assets less than 500,000, then more often than not, they will use a 990 EZ. The 990 EZ looks like this. And it breaks it down um, on the types of income and things like that. So it makes it's very user friendly. Contributions, gifts and grants, program service revenue, memberships, dues and assessments, any investment income where they may have had an investor, if they sold any assets, if they had income from gaming, income from fundraisers, things from of that nature. Okay. If their receipts were equal to or more than $200,000, or their total assets equal to or more than $500,000, they're going to do a 990, just plain out 990, not the easy form. And this, as you see, it is 12 pages in length, is the 990. On the 990, you are going to say if it's a 501c3, if it's a different 501c, what it is, if it's a 4947A1, or if it's a 527. You want to know if its formation is corporation, trust, association, or other, the year that it actually formed, the domicile state. On the return, you're going to fill in the organization's mission or significant activities. So, for those of you that are nonprofit holders, when your tax preparer is asking you for this information, they are not just trying to be nosy or in your business. Your return requires this. If you are filing yourself, your return requires this. Okay? If the operation discontinued, organization discontinued operation or sold more than 25% of its net assets, you're going to check this box. How many voting members are there? How many independent voting members are there? How many individuals have been employed? How many volunteers do you have? Were there unrelated business revenue? Were there unrelated business taxable income? All of this information is necessary for the return. This is why the bookkeeping is so important. How much did you get in contributions and grants? They want not just the current year, but the past year as well. Program service revenue, investment income, other revenue, total revenue, grants and similar amounts paid that you paid out to someone else, benefits paid to or for members, salaries, professional fundraising fees. So if you have an agency that does your fundraising for you and charges you, you're going to put that here. Total fundraising expenses. Your total fundraising expenses may include the items that were purchased to use for the fundraiser, the professional fees, any type of, you may have had to rent a location to do this particular fundraiser. All of this is going to go in here. Any other expenses, total expenses, and then here you're going to have your revenue less your expenses. Your total assets, total liabilities, and net assets or fund balances. This is why accounting is important. Because as you see based on the questions, to fill out the 990, you will need your profit and loss statement. You will need your balance sheet. You will need any type of payroll records that you have to ensure that the numbers are actually correct. And if it is a private foundation, regardless of its financial status, it will always do a 990 PF. So when you're dealing with your educational organizations, your churches, your regular nonprofits, those helping those with disabilities, etc., these are the rules you will follow. If it is a private foundation, which also would register like a nonprofit, um, they have a whole different form. This is the 990 PF. As you see, it's asking its own set of questions. Okay. So it's going to want to know just a little bit more. Fair market value of all assets, accounting method. It wants to know revenue expenses per your books from your P&L statement, not something random. Investment income and adjusted net income. And any disbursements for charitable purposes. And you're going to fill in all of that information. Remember, no form of entity is exempt from audit. So it's important that you make sure that you have all of your accounting information put together and available when it's tax season. Now, when does the organization have to file? Nonprofit organizations normally file based on their actual year end date. So they're not filing just in tax season like normal businesses. Um, your LLCs, your partnerships, your corporations, your S corps file between January and March 15th. March 15th is their deadline because they have additional forms that need to be filed, people's personal taxes, which are due by April 15th. Non-profit organizations aren't set like that. They fall in different time frames based on when they were set up. So understand that you're going to want to pay attention to when your nonprofit is due based on your formation paperwork, not based on when tax season actually is. Okay? I hope that that information may have helped someone. Again, I am Precious Swain Peaks, owner of Anointed for Prosperity Bookkeeping and more. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Our website is www.anointedforprosperity.com. You can schedule a free consultation, or you can catch me on Instagram at Precious_Swain or on Facebook, Precious Shonda Swain Peaks or Anointed for Prosperity. Send us a DM if you have any questions. We are happy to assist.